How long does it take to close on a home loan? My name is RJ Baxter with Fairway Independent Mortgage, and I'm going to answer this question today in today's tip of the week. So the short answer to this question is it depends. It depends on where your house is located, for example, what type of transaction you're involved in, if you're buying a home or if you're refinancing, and it depends on other factors like what type of financing you're getting. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the timelines, but generally speaking, a 30-day closing timeline is typical. Now, on a refinance, you might close after 30 days, but then after you close, there's a 3-day right of rescission, during which time you can review all the documentation and back out of the mortgage if you're not comfortable with the loan terms. So that adds a little bit of time to a refinance transaction. Now, generally speaking, there's quite a few things that happen between when you first apply for the loan and closing. This is why it takes time. The absolute shortest that any lender could close a transaction by law is 7 days after loan disclosures go out. So that's one of the first steps the lender is going to take. They're going to send loan disclosures to you, and they're going to order your appraisal. Now, typical appraisal will take between 7 and 10 business days. Our maximum time is 10 business days. And this is where your location is a big factor. If you're in a rural area, maybe in the mountains, it might take longer to get an appraisal, but Denver Metro, you're going to get it a lot faster because there's more appraisers. It's easier to get around. It doesn't take as long to get to your house. So this is another factor that can affect the timeline. While the appraisal is being done, we have to go through steps as your lender of doing some back-end processing, ordering ancillary services. A lot of this stuff you don't even see as the homeowner. And then we take your file and we submit it to underwriting for the underwriting approval. Now, during busy times, those underwriting turnaround times might be longer, and during not so busy times, they might be quicker, but anywhere from 1 business day to as much as 5 business days is typical for most lenders. While you're waiting for that to get back, maybe the appraisal comes back, it's typical at that point for the underwriter to ask for a few things. These are called underwriting conditions. You supply these items back to your lender, and this is where a lot of the timing depends on your responsiveness as the homeowner, getting the stuff back to the lender quickly. If you don't, that can add more days to the time frame. Once the lender gets those items, they submit those items back to the lender to review, and that's typically a 1 or 2 day turnaround time for the lender to review those items, at which point they issue what's called clear to close, and this is the point at which the closing documents are prepared. They're sent to the title company, which is typically the entity that handles the closing. And then you go to the title company and sign, and funds are dispersed, and you have your new home loan. So that's generally how the timing works on a home loan. Now, if you're wondering specifically about your timeline and how long it might take you to close on your home loan, just give me a call and I can help you out with explaining this in more detail and how this might apply to your specific situation. Once again, my name is RJ Baxter, Fairway Independent Mortgage. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I appreciate you watching the tip.